My name is Emily, and this year I turned 35. I work as a senior designer at a boutique fashion house located in a quiet suburb. After earning my degree in fashion design, I joined this company, thinking it would be a temporary stop on my way to a bigger brand. But as the years passed, I found myself falling in love with the creative freedom and the close-knit team here. My ideas turned into real collections, worn and loved by people. Those moments of seeing someone smile in my designs have always been my biggest reward. Emily, could you come to my office for a moment? My boss, Ms. Parker, called out one day. She was the founder of the company, a determined woman who had built the brand from scratch. Over the years, she had become a mentor and a role model to me. I admired her resilience, especially after she lost her husband and continued running the company on her own. When I entered her office, I noticed a hint of worry on her usually composed face. "I need you to train someone," she said. "He's new to the industry but eager to learn. I think you're the best person for the job." I nodded, curious but slightly apprehensive. Training someone meant sharing my workspace and adjusting my routines. Still, I trusted Ms. Parker's judgment. "Of course," I replied. "When does he start?" The next day, I met the new hire. "Hi, I'm Ethan," he said, extending a hand with a confident smile. "I'm looking forward to learning from you." Ethan had an air of charisma about him, and it didn't take long to realize he was quick to grasp new concepts. He adapted to the job faster than I expected, asking insightful questions and showing genuine enthusiasm. Over time, our working relationship grew comfortable, and I found myself enjoying his company. It was refreshing to have someone bring fresh energy to our small team. One evening, after a particularly grueling day preparing for an upcoming fashion show, Ethan turned to me. "Do you want to grab a coffee sometime? Maybe on our day off?" he asked, his cheeks turning slightly red. I hesitated, unsure of how to respond. I had always been careful to keep my professional and personal lives separate. But there was something genuine about Ethan that made me say, "Sure, why not?" That coffee date turned into dinner, and before long, Ethan and I were spending more time together outside of work. He was charming and attentive, and for the first time in years, I felt like someone truly saw me beyond my work. When he proposed a year later, I said yes without hesitation. It felt like a dream come true. The first few months of our marriage were blissful. Ethan's support made balancing work and home life easier. But gradually, cracks began to appear. Ethan's laid-back attitude, which I had once found endearing, started to clash with my meticulous nature. He'd leave his belongings scattered around, forget important dates, and dismiss my concerns with a casual, "Don't sweat the small stuff." "Ethan, can you please put your dishes in the sink?" I asked one evening, trying to keep my frustration in check. "Why does it matter?" he replied, not even looking up from his phone. "You're always nagging? It's exhausting." His words stung. The man who had once been so thoughtful now seemed indifferent. Arguments became frequent, and his dismissive attitude only fueled my resentment. I began to wonder if I had made a mistake. One day, I received a call from my younger sister, Olivia. She lived in the city, and we'd always been close. "Emily, I think you should know something," she said hesitantly. "I saw Ethan downtown yesterday. He was with someone, a woman. They looked close." Her words sent a chill down my spine. I wanted to dismiss it, to believe it was a misunderstanding. But a nagging doubt lingered. That evening, I decided to confront Ethan. "Were you downtown yesterday?" I asked casually, masking my anxiety. He looked startled but quickly recovered. "Yeah, I was meeting a friend." "Why?" "A friend?" I pressed. "Olivia said she saw you with a woman." Ethan's expression hardened. "Are you spying on me now?" "That's ridiculous, Emily." His defensiveness only heightened my suspicion, but I didn't push further. I needed proof before accusing him outright. Over the next few weeks, I noticed subtle changes in his behavior. He'd stay out late, keep his phone close, and act distant. My heart sank as the evidence piled up. One evening, Ethan announced he was going on a business trip. "I'll be gone for a week," he said, avoiding my gaze. "Don't wait up." As soon as he left, I decided to investigate. I searched through our shared accounts and found hotel bookings that didn't align with his story. My heart raced as I pieced together the truth. Ethan was lying to me. Determined to uncover the extent of his betrayal, I contacted a private investigator. It felt extreme, but I needed clarity. Days later, the investigator handed me a folder filled with photos and documents. Ethan wasn't on a business trip. He was with another woman, enjoying what looked like a romantic getaway. The betrayal cut deep. I felt anger, sadness, and humiliation all at once. But more than that, I felt a resolve to take control of the situation. I reached out to a lawyer and began preparing for the inevitable confrontation. When Ethan returned, he greeted me with his usual carefree smile. "Miss me?" he asked, oblivious to what I had discovered. I placed the folder on the table between us. "We need to talk," I said firmly. Ethan's smile faltered as he opened the folder. His face turned pale as he flipped through the contents. "Emily, I can explain." "Don't," I interrupted. "I trusted you. I gave you everything, and this is how you repay me." He stammered, trying to justify his actions, but I wasn't interested in excuses. "We're done, Ethan," I said, my voice steady. "I've already filed for divorce." The days that followed were a whirlwind of emotions. Ending my marriage felt like a failure, but it was also liberating. I focused on work, pouring my energy into a new collection. Ms. Parker noticed my dedication and offered her support. "You're stronger than you think," she said one afternoon. Her words became my mantra. Months later, as I was finalizing the designs for our upcoming launch, I received an unexpected visitor. It was Ethan. He looked disheveled and regretful. "Emily, I made a mistake," he began. "I want to make things right." I listened calmly, but my decision was firm. "Ethan, I've moved on. You should too." As he left, I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. I had reclaimed my life, and there was no turning back. The launch of our new collection was a success, and the company gained recognition for its innovative designs. For the first time in a long while, I felt genuinely happy. Looking back, I realized that Ethan's betrayal, while painful, had taught me valuable lessons about self-worth and resilience. I'm stronger now, and I know that I deserve someone who values and respects me. Until then, I'm content focusing on my work and the life I've built for myself. Ethan's reappearance didn't end there. A month later, I spotted him working at a grocery store during a company visit. Seeing him stocking shelves and being scolded by a younger manager was surreal. When he noticed me, his face lit up with misplaced hope. "Emily, I knew we'd run into each other again," he said, stepping closer. His tone was desperate, his charm long gone. I smiled politely but kept my distance. "Ethan, it's time to let go." As I left the store, I felt nothing but closure. My life was finally mine to live, free of shadows from the past.